was a gun.
I'm not voting.
If we want to build our nation.
The problem with the Somalians.
Just want to experience something else than a black man.
Move on, move
Can't be
forward.
like a horse with blinkers on.
Honestly say, I was about to have sex
Corrupt
and then I pulled
crap,
up.
but it's nice.
Hello, my name is Nawal Adams.
I'm Jainab Oudendal.
I'm Lynette Mart. I'm the National Director of the Black Sash.
I'm Khadija Saban and I'm working for Hope for Destiny.
I'm Colleen Ryan. I'm the Cape Town Regional Manager for the Black Sash.
I'm Tabiso Swartz. I'm a lake aid serving counsellor and I'm also work with differently disabled people.
Hi, I'm Bukiwa from PAL Advice Office, working as a coordinator in Advice Office. Thank you.
We started this campaign in 2013. And it was really the people from Kamos in the Northern Cape where the women went in the middle of the night to go to the ATM to go and draw their money before other people take the money from their bank account. This is a constitutional mandate. It's a Section 27 right. It's the right to social security and, if needed, social assistance. Social assistance is often referred to as social grants. Now, it is very important that these constitutional rights are, in fact, protected. Hence, we have asked SASSA, in terms of the RICO system, that they take responsibility. They own and control the RICO system. A RICO system is when you lay a complaint and somebody has to decide whether that complaint is legitimate and somebody has to refund you. We cannot have CPS decide that. They are a service provider. Cash pay masters cannot decide whether this deduction is lawful, fraudulent, or immoral. They cannot make the decision. SASSA has been tasked by the minister to make that decision. Now, the other issue that we have raised was that this responsibility for the payment of grants nationally must be put back into the SASSA basket. It must not be outsourced. Because it's when it is outsourced and you have people with a value system that doesn't align with the Constitution that we have these problems. Business people, in their nature, wants to make profit. It's just the nature of the beast. Sometimes they don't quite know where the limits are. Sometimes they don't know how to respect the human rights of people that we fought for very hard and bitterly in this country. And so the big question is, we want to find out from SASSA what is the time frame and the key milestones for insourcing the payment of social grant back into their ambit.
SASSA needs to speak more out to the people. They need to inform the people more about what is going on, because some of the people is unaware of what is really going on inside. You just go to the Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, they are in Delft. The people just know to go. That's all they know about SASSA, because SASSA is the people that pay out grants and that stuff. That's all. They don't know about what is SASSA all about. And they don't know about, like we talk about that you can get loans from other places, and then they think, like they said, it's SASSA that pay the loans and all that. But they're not aware of that. SASSA is not the people that is actually giving these loans.
To me, it makes me very angry. When we talk about this deduction, I get very cross, because while we are sitting in the office, so a lot of old people are coming in said my money's been taken away. From 1,410, just a person said, I didn't receive anything. It's sad because how they're going to cope at home. There is no food, no nothing. And those old people, they're staying with the kids also. And even the social grant, child support grant is also been taken away. If you've got 3 kids, people are just receiving 150. The man is falling apart because of going to electricity and the airtime. And there's water business because we don't know what's happening. But on our side, I usually said, CPS, do this problem because they also put our people also in the loans. Our people are suffering, guys. If you can just stood up and let's sit down, not doing nothing. Our fathers and our mothers are dying outside. Last week also on the 1st, there was an old guy, when he go to receive his money, when he go there was no money, he fell down. They have to take that man to the hospital. People are suffering, people are dying because of having nothing.
Now, what I've noticed, and I went to Delft last week, is that there was a woman childcare grant and she had to get 330. She says to me, I got naught. So I asked her, now, what is it for? Do you know? Have you bought airtime, electricity? She says, I do have a loan, but I'm only supposed to pay 50 Rand a month. So then when I say to her, and how much was deducted? She said, of the first month, they took 50 Rand. The next month, I got now naught. So she just gets nothing because they take the full amount. And so she has no idea when she's going to be getting any more money. But when I ask her where you're getting the loan from, she'll say from SASSA. SASSA, no, but SASSA doesn't give loans. So the people are completely uninformed. And Jainab's quite right when she says that people really need to understand how the system works, who's making the loans, because SASSA does not give loans. But right now, people are misrepresenting SASSA and saying it's a SASSA loan. Or do you have a SASSA card, we'll give you a SASSA loan. And so that's what's going on. The majority of people now have loans. And that's simply because when the money starts being less, they're desperate and they need, even if it's 200. So the loan will start off with 200, but then they're dependent on the loan, so it becomes like revolving credit.
More than what they said they're going to take off. For instance, the other ladies that we spoke to, she said they're going to deduct 150 Rand. At the end of the day, they took 500 Rand, 600 Rand. Last month, I got a lady by the SASSA Pay Point. She said they deducted 800 Rand from her money, which is unfair. And then she said, she must speak to the SASSA people because they were unaware of what's going on.
But the thing is, it just points to, with the loans also, it points to reckless lending. So there's no affordability testing. These people are not able to pay back the money because in the first place, the grant is intended to cover your basic needs. So just by virtue of the fact that you're getting a grant, you cannot be taking out loans. And that's what makes it such a huge problem because now loans are so easily accessible. The minute you walk out of that SASSA Pay Point, there's someone standing in a car offering you loans. So they are agents who are selling the people loans.
There are almost an immorality, unethical business operation that do people into buying these policies. And the minute people become aware of their rights, they can take action, but sometimes they need support to take the action.
One Life is, I'm under One Life. They deduct every month 190 off from me. And I do not have a problem. Their director comes to me and then he said to me, and we have a meeting. I personally went to them getting by the throat. And then I said to them, listen, explain to me this whole thing because I'm going to take you guys to court. Then I saw the adverts on TV. And there's a private ambulance that when you get sick, you can call them. And their director is actually sorry to say it was white people who are the main guys that spoke to us. They said to me, they spoke to SASSA in connection with One Life. But SASSA said they don't want to be part of the story. They must just go to the people and tell the people what they do. So they explained to me, sir, we want to help for the people who are the poorest people, like disabled people and the blind people who do not have extra wages.
Then there's also another green card. It's an easy pay card that is also now taking control into the community. I just found this morning on the bus that this one lady said that this is now the new SASSA card. And so I tried to explain to them that now SASSA will actually stand out of the water because when the loan sharks let they actually sign for this card.
this card is
So people is really uneducated about what is really going on. Why, I just need to know, why does SASSA give all these people, all these corruption people, the rights to poor people's money and to have access to that money? And they can't even afford themselves of the little money that they are still getting right now.
They did repay the 18 people. I'm still waiting for 45 people I sent to them. They must repay also those people. What is the reason to don't want to repay those people? Because I said I would rather go to court with one life because they cannot repay 18 people and other people, they don't want to repay them. They said to us, we must give them a bank account of those people. They're going to contact those people, contact details of the people. The time they were going to the people's houses, they didn't ask any details or any contact, but now when they have to repay the money, they know that the people they are gonna lose.
The Social Assistance Act make provision for it says that the grant must be paid in full, the cash value. There's one deduction that is allowed, and it's optional. It is what they call 26A regulation, and it's for funeral cover. And when they make those deductions, it's for funeral cover. It is 10% of the value of the grant, and it is for one cover only. Okay? So that is the only legal deduction, according to our books. But the way in which CPS, Grindrod Bank, Net1 have structured the SASSA branded bank account is that it facilitates EFTs, stop orders, debit orders. So if somebody's money go into that account, other service providers, whether One Life funeral cover, whether loan companies, microloans, etc., Lewis, prescribed debt, water, can all send their payment files to your account, and then the deductions happen. And sometimes they are fraudulent deductions because the person has not even authorized those deductions. So at the core of this is the way in which the bank account is structured and how private companies are appropriating
Confidential information.
the state's money to grant beneficiaries.
The people have a lack of knowledge and their rights. They don't know about their rights. That is why people do with them what they want to. The public servants think that they are doing the community a favor. So they just do what they want to with the people. So I'm so glad that Black Sash came on board in Delft, especially in Delft. So now that we mobilize people in all, Delft is very big. So we mobilize people in all areas of Delft, so people know now about Black Sash. So now we're going to take hands together and start recruiting and mobilizing workshops just to inform people about their rights, even if it's with the police, social services, SASSA, even the day hospitals, because people just do what they want to the people, and that is wrong.
My dream right now for this campaign is to have a social security system that works for vulnerable, poor people of this country.
My dream right now is if we can help those poor children that the SASSA money was meant for as a social grant, that those children can be taken care of and not the parents that abuse the money.
My dream is that for those who have money and who are involved in the SASSA grant beneficiary payments, that they just look at those whom they're paying the money to as equals and not as lesser than.
My last dream, when I saw smiling in old people's face, hands off stealing people's grant, then my first dream will be fine.
My dream is that the Minister of Social Service to contact the community leaders to be part of him and also train community leaders as social workers.
My dream really is to see that my community is really taken care of, because I love old people and it's not nice to see that they've been taken for granted, but my dream is to see them happy.
My honestly dream is I want to be the president of this country. I want to be in the parliament. I want to set the score right with each and every corruptive person out there, because all the leaders in the parliament, they are all eating everyone's meat.